Hey girls, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a dip powder manicure using products from DoubleDipNails. For this manicure, I do already have my practice hand prepped and ready for the dip powder application. Do keep in mind, if you are wanting your manicure to last, to file the shine away from the nail tips and your natural nails to allow the product to properly adhere. The colors I'm going to be using for this manicure is BLK, which is black like my heart, and number 23, which is called nude. To apply the dip powder, I am going to be using the dip base, which is number 2, and the activator, which is number 3. I am also going to use a cuticle pusher to pour the dip powder over top of the nails. If you would prefer, you can dip the nail into the jar instead. For the first layer of dip powder, I am going to apply the dip base a little bit further back from where the nail tip meets the nail bed. I did a thin strip of the dip base, and I'm going to immediately pour the dip powder over top of the nail. Do keep in mind, you can dip the nail into the jar, but because these nails are quite long, I wasn't able to fully dip the nail into the jar. After applying the dip powder, you want to tap away all of the excess dip powder from the nail. I am then taking the mermaid tail fluffy nail brush, and I'm going to lightly dust the nail to remove all of the excess powder. For this manicure, I am going to go ahead and finish doing all of the layers on the pinky nails. So for the second layer of dip powder, I am just applying the dip base to a larger area of the nail. How many layers that you need to do just depends on how thick you want the nail and also how long your nails are. Because these nails are quite long, I did decide to do 4 layers of dip powder. Personally, if I was wearing this length of dip powder nails, I would apply more layers than I did for the practice hand. But because I'm not wearing these nails, I wasn't focused on building the apex. For the third layer of dip powder, I am just applying the dip base to the entire nail, making sure to cover the sides of the nail very well. When doing dip powder application, you do want to make sure to do at least 2 coats over the entire nail to make sure that you get a good color coverage for the dip powder color that you are using. The reason I prefer to do 2 layers of dip powder color over the entire nail is to prevent filing away the color at the cuticle and sidewall areas when you go to shape and file the nails. I don't know about you guys, but I needed a little break from using vibrant neon summer colors. I've been doing a lot of colorful nail sets lately, and I just needed something a little bit more simple. So for this manicure, I did decide to use black and nude. I am going to be repeating the same thing for the thumbnail as well. Again, I am doing 4 layers of the black dip powder for the thumbnail. For the ring and index nail, I am going to be repeating the exact same method of application, but for these 2 nails, I am going to be using the nude dip powder color. I am also going to be using the 000 clear base dip powder. I'm going to be applying this one onto the middle fingernail. For this one, I personally only did 3 layers of dip powder. Again, if I was wearing this length of nails on my hands, I would be doing more than 4 layers just to make sure I have enough strength and structure to prevent the nails from breaking. So I do have quite a lot of dip powder videos on my channel, and this is very repetitive. So I am just going to kind of speed through this just a little bit. It is basic dip powder application, but I am just pouring the dip powder over top of the nail. If you guys do want to see a more in-depth dip powder application video, just check out this dip powder playlist that I have put together on the application of a lot of different dip powder nail sets. After all of the layers of dip powder have been applied and they are fully dry, I am going to take the activator, which is step number 3, and I'm going to apply this very generously to all of the nails. Activator does harden the layers of dip powder and allow you to properly shape and file the nails. I would definitely recommend that you do not skip this step with your dip powder application. After the activator has dried, I am going to take this hand file. This is an 80 grit hand file, and I'm going to go ahead and reshape the edges of the nails. Because these nails were kind of pre-shaped, I don't have to do that much filing, but I am going for a slightly tapered square nail shape. After filing and shaping the nails, I am going to take the professional portable e-file from DoubleDipNails. This is their newer one. I will link a video in the cards of the review and unboxing of this e-file. To file the nails with the e-file, I am taking the mandrel drill bit with a fine grit sanding band, and I'm going to go ahead and file over the surface of the nails. Because the dip powder application was quite smooth, I don't have a ton of filing to do, which is why I am using the fine grit band. If you do have a lot of product that you need to smooth, you can use a lower grit sanding band, or you can use a different drill bit entirely to smooth over the product. But like I said, for this video, I just decided to use the fine grit sanding band. I did decide to file and shape all of the other nails off camera, so once all of the nails are filed and shaped, you want to go back with the activator again and apply another layer to all of the nails. Applying the second layer of activator is going to ensure that your dip powder nails are fully dry and you won't have any issues with your manicure. For the pinky and thumbnail, I am going to be using these rhinestones. These are from the Mini Luxe Gel Tip Kit from Double Dip. I will have everything that I'm using linked down below in the description. So to apply the rhinestones, I'm just going to be placing them into my top coat. So I do have the top coat gel from one of the polygel kits. As you guys know, I love these top coats. They have a really good consistency, they're non-wipe, and they give the nails a really pretty shine. So I'm just going ahead and applying the top coat gel onto the pinky. So I am taking a wax pencil and I'm just picking up the smaller to medium sized rhinestones from the bag that I showed you a few seconds ago, and I'm just applying these horizontally across the nail. I did apply 5 rhinestones going all the way across, and once I've applied those rhinestones, I went ahead and did a second row of the rhinestones as well. Once I have all of the rhinestones in the correct position, I am going to go ahead and do a full cure under the nail lamp. I am going to repeat the same thing for the thumbnail as well. For the middle fingernail, I am going to be doing a dip powder ombre scrub. So I am taking the base coat gel. Again, this is from one of the polygel kits. I'm going to apply the base coat to the entire nail, and I'm going to do a full cure under the UV LED nail lamp. Dip powder ombre scrub is one of the easiest methods to get ombre nails using dip powder. I absolutely love this method of doing ombre nails. It is so fun and beginner friendly. After the base coat is cured, I am going back with the same nude dip powder that I used for the other 2 nails and a small fluffy brush. I believe this is for makeup. I am going to pick up the nude dip powder and start scrubbing that into the base area of the nail. For the ombre, you want to make sure not to have as much product on your brush as you get to the area that you want to ombre. Once I've applied the dip powder as the ombre, I did go ahead and lightly dust the nail to remove the excess powder. I am going to go ahead and apply a matte gel top coat to the nail to seal in the ombre. Personally, I did not want a very strong ombre because I am going to be applying some foils over this. I just wanted a decent color to the nail bed area to prevent the white from showing through. I did go ahead and cure the matte top coat under the nail lamp. To do the transfer foils, I am taking the Bella Vita foil gel. I did get this in one of the monthly mystery boxes. To do the foils, I'm just applying a thin layer of the foil gel to the entire nail. Personally, I don't do a ton of transfer foils on my nails, so do keep in mind I am kind of a beginner with this technique. Once the foil gel has been applied, I did go ahead and do a full minute cure under the nail lamp. This is the foil that I'm going to be using. It is a really pretty black lace transfer foil. I am going to go ahead and cut out the size of the foil that I need for this length of nails. After cutting the transfer foil, I did line up the pattern where I want it to be on the nail, and I gently pushed it down. To make sure that the foil transfers, I am taking my rhinestone picker. This one isn't very sticky, so I figured this might work. Using this, I am just putting a good amount of pressure to try to transfer the design onto the nail. I am trying to make sure to push down all of the areas of the foil to get the entire pattern transferred onto the nail. I do believe the recommended tool for the transfer foils is a rubber cuticle pusher, but I don't believe I have one, so this is just what I use. You can also use your finger to transfer the foil design. Once I finished rubbing the nail, I did gently remove the transfer foil from the nail. I tried to be very careful with this just to make sure that the pattern transfers onto the nail correctly. I did notice a few areas where the foil design did not come off on the nail. So unfortunately I did this part off camera, but I just lined up the transfer foil and rubbed it again until the pattern came off. So this is what the nail looks like after doing the transfer foil on the nail. I am going to be doing a transfer foil design, so for the ring fingernail I am going to do a thin strip of the foil gel all the way down the center of the nail. I did kind of start doing this with the transfer foil brush, but I wasn't quite able to get the straight lines like I wanted, so I did switch over to using a striper brush. I did pick up a little bit of the foil gel on the brush, and I'm just making sure that I have some very straight lines for this design. Once I've applied the foil gel, I did go ahead and do a full cure under the nail lamp. I am going back with the same piece of transfer foil that I used for the last nail, and I'm going to be placing this onto the ring fingernail. Again, once I place the transfer foil down, I am making sure to rub in the transfer foil just to try to get a better application than the previous nail. So because I don't do too many transfer foil nail designs, I actually went back and did a little bit of research after doing this nail set. And one of the biggest tips I think I've seen for doing transfer foils is to actually apply the design from one side of the nail to the other. You don't want to apply the foil to the middle of the nail first and then work your way towards the sides, just because you want to make sure that the design is even as it is on the foil. So I would definitely recommend that you work from one side of the nail to the other. Once I've rubbed the foil very well, I did go ahead and very carefully remove the foil from the nail. For the index nail, I did apply a layer of the matte gel top coat just to try to get a little bit better of a transfer with the foils. After applying the top coat, I did go ahead and cure. Again, I am taking the transfer foil gel and I'm applying a layer to the entire nail. Once the foil gel has been applied, I did go ahead and do a full cure under the nail lamp. For this nail, I did cut a new piece of the black lace foils, and for this nail, I'm going to be doing a V-tip nail. So with the foil, I did notice that the edges had a very straight line, so I just applied that to the corner of the nail, going all the way down to the center of the free edge. During this process, I was trying to get the V-tip to be as straight as possible. And again, I am taking the rhinestone picker to rub over the transfer foil to get the design to transfer. I feel like there is a little bit of a learning curve with applying transfer foils to your nails, but they are very beginner friendly and a great way to get intricate nail art without having to do hand painted nail art or use nail stickers. So I think learning how to do transfer foils is a really good skill to have when you do your own nails. I feel like this one actually did really good. I didn't see any areas of the design not transferring, which is exactly what I wanted. I did also repeat the same thing to the other side of the nail as well. And that is basically how I applied the transfer foils onto the nails. I am going to be applying a matte gel top coat to those 3 nails. I am going to be doing some nail art on those 3 nails, but I did want to make sure to protect the foil design from the nail art, just to make sure I did not ruin any of these designs. After applying the matte gel top coat, I did go ahead and cure for a full minute. Next, I am taking the black gel liner. This is from the first gel liner collection. This is number 10. I am going to be doing some very thin lines on both sides of the ring fingernail foil design. I did want to outline it because I feel like it would make the design pop a little bit more. Doing this was quite difficult because the nails are quite long. It was difficult to get a very straight line going from cuticle to free edge, but personally I do think that this nail design turned out exactly how I wanted. I am also going to be outlining the V-tip nail. I did notice that the V-tip looked a little bit crooked, so to fix that I am just playing around with the black lines just to try to make it appear a little bit more straight. That is one thing that I recommend when doing some nail art. If the design is not exactly even, you can actually play around with the outline and rhinestones to make the design appear more aligned. I have done that quite a few and it does really help how the design turns out. After I finished doing the outlines, I did go ahead and do a full cure under the nail lamp. I am going to take the top coat gel again and I'm going to top coat those 3 nails. I am going to be applying some rhinestones onto the index and middle fingernail, but of course I am going to be applying them into the top coat. So I am going to be using these rhinestones from any of the polygel kits. This does have 3 different sizes of black rhinestones, so I'm placing one of the biggest ones towards the cuticle area of the middle fingernail. I am applying a smaller one above that and a medium size below, and another small one below that one. I am also going to apply the medium and small sized black rhinestones onto the index nail as well. Once I have the placement like I want, I did go ahead and do a full cure under the nail lamp. And here are the nails. I think these are really pretty. Let me know what you think of this nail set down below in the comments. Do make sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you're not already, don't forget to hit subscribe because I do post weekly nail videos. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!